Hey, High Desert students. Welcome to episode 3 of our student shout out for our distance learning series. This week we are giving a shout out to John Corippo and his Emoji Power Paragraph. And we're going to do our own version of a virtual Emoji Power Paragraph. Our theme for today is distance learning, our own version of our Emoji Power Paragraph related to our distance learning. So once upon a time, there was a little boy, and he was at school one day, and suddenly the entire school shut down and everybody had to go home and they couldn't come back.
And he actually was really, really happy because, we get an early vacation. So being home would be really, really cool. And I was really excited. The little boy was actually talking to me and he was really, really excited. And then he decided that he was going to stop by 7-Eleven and grab a lollipop on his way home and get some candy for his friends. And so he was pretty happy eating candy and being at home and not going to school.
It's an upside down smiley face.
What is that? Unhappy?
Like his
Too
world.
much candy might make him a little crazy.
It's fine, just do it.
He was eating his lollipops. He was all excited, and then he thought, you know what? I didn't have any food yet. I need some real food. So him and his buddies, they start walking around the corner to McDonald's. And there's a sign there that says, "We are closed." And how is McDonald's closed? What is going on in the world? I look around and there's no cars. Everything is closed. How are we getting food?
So the little boy was very upset and scared. So he went home, but his cat was very angry that he was home from school. And now the cat can't have the whole house to himself all day long.
So the little boy thought, well, if my cat isn't going to be happy, maybe I should just go up to the Arctic and play with the penguins. And, that would be nice to play with penguins.
The cat laughed because he knew that penguins aren't up north, they're just in the southern hemisphere. So the cat laughed at him and knew that he should probably just stick to being on Google Classroom so he could learn these facts.
And since the cat came back, he played music all day long with Mr. Speelman, because Mr. Speelman rocks out to music as he sings songs about the coronavirus that shut down the school and about the cat that keeps coming back. And so when the cat returns, we hope that we can all return to school again and join all of you next year once we're out of quarantine.
With no cats.
Or penguins.
Or hamburgers at school.
Maybe a little lollipop here or there.
Happy days are here again, the skies above are clear again. I'll sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again.
All right. Happier days are in our future as we venture into our distance learning. Great seeing you guys. We'll see you for our next episode. Because the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. Oh, they thought it was a goner.
But the cat
Just couldn't
stay away.
No, 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 no,
no.
Yeah.
Old Mr. Johnson had troubles of his own. He had a yellow cat that wouldn't leave its home. He tried and he tried to give that cat away. He gave it to a man going far, far away. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, oh, they thought he was a goner. The cat came back, just couldn't stay away. No, 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 no. He gave it to a boy with a $5 note, who took it up the river in a little paddle boat. He tied a rope around its neck, it must have weighed a pound. Now they're dragging the river for the little boy to drown. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, oh, they thought he was a goner. The cat came back, just couldn't stay away. No, 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 no. Gave it to a man who lived in LA. Sent it out to play on a busy freeway. Cars swerved to the left and they swerved to the right. 40 cars piled up on the freeway that night. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, oh, they thought he was a goner. The cat came back, just couldn't stay away. No, 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 no. Gave it to the butcher who lived down the street, who put it in his grinder and he ground it up for meat. He ground and he ground till he heard a loud shriek, and all the meat in town tasted furry for a week. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, oh, they thought he was a goner. The cat came back, just couldn't stay away. No, 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 no. Mr. Johnson's neighbor said he'd shoot that cat on sight, so he loaded up his shotgun with nails and dynamite. He waited and he waited for that cat to come around. 97 pieces of the man was all they found. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, oh, they thought he was a goner. The cat came back, just couldn't stay away. No, 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 no. They dropped the atom bomb just the other day. Then they dropped the H-bomb in much the same way. England's gone and Russia's gone, and now the USA. The whole world was blown to bits on that very day. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, oh, they thought he was a goner. The cat came back, just couldn't stay away. No, 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 no. The cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, oh, they thought he was a goner. The cat came back, just couldn't stay away. No, 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 no. Thank you.
And oh, I'm so sad because my friends aren't around, and that's the only place that I get to go and see and hang out and be away from everybody and just hang out with my friends. I'm really, really sad.
But I got an idea. Why don't I become a truck driver? And then I can go all around the country and bring masks and supplies to all the people who need it.
When I'm not driving my truck delivering supplies, I can play basketball all by myself and get really good. So when I go back to school, I can show Mr. Tarazi I've gotten so much better.
Or I could go to China. I could go to China, but my truck won't drive me to China. So I could go and maybe to the zoo and see a panda bear and have a fabulous time. Yeah, that's what I could do. I could drive my truck to the zoo and find a panda bear from China.
But then that thought made me laugh so hard I started crying, because traveling right now is probably not the best idea. So I decide that I am going to stay home and focus on Google Classroom and getting all of my assignments done and making sure I'm up to date, and I will leave my travel plans to China for a later time when it's safer.
Just in case we need extra water during this quarantine, after I get back from checking Google Classroom, I want to make sure to go fetch the water from the well out here in Acton. Because we have the best Acton, right? Agua Dulce sweet water there is. So
Pandas probably need water too. Oh,
we really look like the emoji, like
I'm right.
Happy days are here again, the skies above are clear again. Let us sing a song of cheer again.
all right.
Here again.
Don't forget Google Classroom.
See you online.